up? It's your boy. Welcome back to the TWG Garage. Today in the shop, we're working on a 2018 Audi S3. Shit, that ain't no S3, that's an RS3. And we're gonna be dropping this engine out of this thing. Me and my buddy Brody here have found a built engine with an upgraded turbo at a local auto wrecker, and we have pledged to give them our stock drivetrain plus a little bit of cash and basically do a swap. Today I give you the how to remove your RS3 engine as quickly as possible guide. First things first, we're gonna remove this airbox, engine cover, take out the subframe, the steering column. We took off these wheel bolts, which were way over tight, and there was a reason for that. I suspected this, but these HRE wheels have a conical seat, so make sure you got the right seat lug nut for your wheel. These are aftermarket wheels. These have a conical seat. These are Volkswagen ball seat. Just a little PSA. Guy back here looks complicated, but it's very simple. You just push these two top pieces in and then slide it up and out. All right, battery's disconnected. This little plastic tab kind of prevents this thing from coming up, so you just gotta push the one side this way first and then lift it up and you'll be all good to go. Take off the under panel, drain the coolant. Going to separate these top hoses here and here. You're gonna wanna remove your starter connections, the trigger wire, and the 13mm nut holding the starter cable on. This boost hose to the intercooler, we're gonna completely remove that. Our engine harness connection to the ECU, remove that. Lots of these little trees to remove on the way. A little beyond that is a 13mm nut for our ground cable to the frame. Just made this harder. Okay. Easy. Just like that. Alright, so got the mid pipe out. Now we have to get this down pipe out. So just that V-band up there, oxygen sensor is already disconnected. Have to disconnect our boost hoses, lower boost hoses. So this one here and this one here are gonna take this whole pipe out. So we're taking the wheel liner out completely. So we're gonna drop this engine down, lift the car up. We gotta get the engine mounts off. So wheel wells out, we pop this little plug on this frame rail and we can see a bolt. We got two more to get off, and then that's the engine mount. We dropped the engine and we pushed it back as far as we could in the engine bay, remove the alternator, and now we will have more than enough space to have this AC compressor come out with the car. Transmission mount, 3/18s, we undid that, that's fine. And we also undid these fuel lines and two 10 mils for the bracket. All right, so drivetrain's out. We've already taken the transmission off. We took the bevel box off, the bracket at the back, our oil cooler lines. This bracket here has to come off for a hard line so that our trans bell housing will clear when we take it off. Bell housing bolt behind the starter, and then a couple down below, a couple up top, and whatever. Walking it over to the shop. All right, now just hit Control-Z of everything we did yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Made extra sure that we have all our coolant hoses that we need and stuff. Traded our downpipe. We have this pretty big boy. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. So we got an upgraded engine mount. The engine's built, of course. Got CTS coil packs on there. CTS throttle body spacer. The real magic is back here. We've got an upgraded IROS flywheel, and we've also got a TTE 750HS, I believe it is, turbocharger. We've also got the Uniflex software and hardware. So this is the flex fuel sensor, and we've got the little module to go with it. Next moves here are to mate the transmission and the engine together. We're also going to take the alternator back off and this AC compressor that came with the engine, so that we can snake our original AC compressor that is fully charged back onto the engine, reinstall the alternator and the belt, and throw the engine mounts in, and yeah. No way, I ain't doing that shit. Okay, one step for mankind. Another step for Gap and Hellcats. All right, we got this thing all shined up, transmission's on, everything's torqued, ready to go. We're gonna drop this thing, or rather, drop the car on this thing. Keep going. All right, so the built engine is in the car. Almost forgot to do my little trickaroo. So we did put the AC compressor back, but I have to put the alternator back before mounting the engine up. Otherwise, you can't get the alternator back in. So gonna do that now. All right, that's our built engine in. So just got to put the axles in, the heat shields, the downpipe, the subframe, all that stuff at the bottom, whatever coolant hoses that I had, reattach the AC compressor, serpentine belt, yada yada, and we'll be running. I've also got a IROS low pressure fuel pump upgrade to install, so I'm going to be doing that on the car, and we've got all the unitronic stuff to worry about, flashing the software onto the ECU and later on the TCU. This prop shaft kind of sucks to get it in and out. You need a pretty big pry bar. Once I put the 034 Motorsports mounts in, it got even worse, so I struggled with it a little bit, but it's in now. And you also really want to make sure that you've got it engaged on the lines properly before you start tapping, otherwise it's not going to go anywhere.